So you only got two favorite disc records?
No. I gotta cut like it's hard to name them off top, but then you got a lot of T.I. shit like the shit he had a clever ass disc record. That what up?
Yeah. That shit was hard.
That's an all time favorite. Nigga.
That when he had another one when he was like
he was clever how he.
Yeah,
I like how he swayed in there with that shit. Like,
but you know what he was responding to that nigga. You know we know Shawty Low was a real nigga, R.I.P. Yeah. But he wasn't a wittier rapper. But he did a clever line. He was like, "I'm crossing my T's and I'm dotting my I's." He said that shit on a song. But you know T.I. came with that shit, and then it was one song where he was like it was like a real laid back ass beat where it was like some paper. I think it was on Paper Trail, but he had did the little thing.
That's one of my favorite albums of all time. Paper Trail.
Mine too. Paper Trail was that shit because it was more. T.I. thought he overthought that project. I know he worked his ass off. I know it took a lot out of his body to record that album.
That motherfucker went crazy.
Shit, one of my favorite Tupac albums is Machiavelli 783. That's one of the greatest albums ever. The thoughts he was saying, there was like a lot of thoughts that people think but won't say. And he was like, nigga, he said it in the song because he knew he could possibly, based off what he heard from religion, possibly be offending God. It was like, I say this and hope God can see my heart is pure. Is heaven just another door? It was like, nigga, it's like God just another cop waiting to be my ass if I don't go pop. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's just a young nigga that's 25, 24. I don't know how old he was when he recorded it. He was there when it was released, but just thoughts as a young man trying to find out the world without Google. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Nigga had Google, nigga had to read a book. You feel me? And take somebody else's word for it and then base life off his experiences and shit that he read.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because he was like, shit, he was like, I was in prison, nigga. I prayed to all the gods. I read all the books. You feel me? And then that had him jaded as far as religion go. But just having that information, he like, shit, I feel like he sat back and was like, I want to talk about this shit, but I don't really understand. So I want niggas to think I know some shit and I don't know some shit. That's how I perceive Machiavelli. Just a young nigga trying to be a man and try to figure out the world and seeing if he the only person that's having these damn thoughts. Because it didn't seem like no shit that just was about death. It didn't seem like a dark album. It just seemed like I feel like I'm smart, but I'm still curious, and I feel like I don't know everything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because he had some of the craziest lines. He was like, shit, should we cry when the Pope died? My request, we should cry if they cried when we buried Malcolm X. Like that nigga was like, niggas like, he ain't no lyricist. I'm like, nigga, that took some thought. Nigga, he don't just say that shit. You know what I'm saying? Then he was the first nigga I ever heard refer to God as a woman. He did that shit on that album. So it's like, shit. You got a lot of shit. So what's like some of your favorite albums? So we got Paper Trail.
I fuck with what's that Jay-Z album? I fuck with heavy.
I'm a guess. It's either Reasonable Doubt, Blueprint, or American Gangster.
It's American Gangster.
I knew it.
Yeah. Took me somewhere with that shit.
He definitely did.
Took me somewhere.
Because he built on some ideas, and then he was lyrically exercising like a motherfucker on that bitch. I get Jay that. Shit, I caught on the Blueprint, or not Blueprint.
The Carter's, don't get me fucked up right now, because I'm in here.
Just say a bar for now. No religion, but the Carter.
It's probably the Carter 3. It's probably that one. It's one of them Carters.
I'm more so Carter 1, Carter 2, Wayne.
It's the one with the murder capital. Only keep us alive is killed. Whatever one that was on that.
That's one.
That's one. Oh wow.
That's one. Birdman, Junior.
My bad, Wayne. You just always been there for me.
BMJR.
You always been there for me, man. But come on, man.
On that one, that same song, no religion, but the cops swear that I'm a drug lord.
Yeah.
That nigga, like, that was bar for bar, no fillers. Some of the choruses I don't like on the album, but I like all the verses. And that was his first time working with different producers. Because, you know, Fresh didn't do the album. Because I feel like Wayne's first good album was what, 500 Degrees?
We ain't been doing this shit, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know. It's just he had to learn who he was. And I feel like when he got to 500 Degrees, he knew who he was. But he wasn't as confident. But when he dropped
it was always Carter's, like that question you asked me with the high school shit. When I thought I always became me, nigga, he became him.
It definitely was. Because, you know, even when he dropped his first single for his first project, you know, The Block Is Hot. That bitch was fire. So, you know what I'm saying? So, Wayne had the shit, but shit, I feel like shit'll take time. Shit. This nigga, Royce the 5'9", just starting to put out good albums. You know what I'm saying? Good bodies of work. But we always knew he was a good rapper. You know what I'm saying? So, that shit is a difference. Like, right now, Papoose, he put out a project I don't really like, but I know he can rap. You know what I'm saying? Look, so I feel like Royce got, shit, 2 good albums straight through that could be considered classic. But what else you albums? So we had 2.
Oh, that was 3. That was Jay.
Oh yeah, 3. Jay, Wayne, and T.I.
I don't know. I guess you gotta put Get Rich or Die Trying on there by default.
I like T.I. Trouble Man too. He had an album called Trouble Man. That bitch fire.
Oh yeah, it's definitely fire, but I ain't gonna put it on all the time. We talking
about Paper Trail. He ain't fucking with Paper Trail.
Yeah.
Ain't fucking with Paper Trail.
And shit. After that Get Rich or Die Trying, you gotta throw on there.
Which Ja Rule album you like the best?
Come on.
You know they always gotta say 50 and Ja. Ja had some shit, nigga. Ja ain't never made you feel like you was in a relationship when you was like 8.
I listen to a lot of different music, man.
Yeah.
I hate to cut you off when you talk about Ja Rule, but I don't need to be talking about Ja Rule. Yeah, I'm gonna say Kanye. Kanye had some shit.
Nigga, he straight through up into fucking Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Yeah, he had a lot of shit for me.
So I say like damn near everything up to Dark Twisted
Fantasy with him because it's hard to say, but
I say all that shit up into Dark Twisted Fantasy.
I fucked with a lot of his shit. But yeah,
cause Kanye, he made it easy for niggas to not be tough and be theyself. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta be a bitch ass nigga. You ain't gotta be a gangster. You ain't gotta, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So Kanye was like, nigga, I'm not the smartest nigga, so I'm not Talib Kweli, but I'm not a gangster nigga. I ain't Beanie Siegel, but nigga, I'm Kanye West. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of shit I'm into. You feel me? Because it was like the niggas that can rapidy rap, them niggas didn't really dress good. Yeah. Then it was like some of the niggas that.
And my runner-up, my other one, my runner-up for my all-time, I gotta throw Lupe the Cool in there. Because that motherfucker paint pictures, man, and he'll make you.
Nigga, a lot of niggas be thinking of that.
If you go sit in the room and listen to the Cool album in a dark ass room by yourself, I guarantee you can feel a lot of different emotions. But I guarantee one of them is gonna be fear. Throughout that album, nigga, you gonna feel some fear, nigga. Like, damn, what's going on, nigga? Like this nigga here. Like, you gonna feel a lot of different emotions through that album, and then a lot of people that can do that, but niggas don't give him the time of day. If people go
Lupe is one of the best rappers. He a lead rapper.
This is a good experience for you. Go listen to Lupe, the Cool, all the way through by yourself in a dark ass room.
He's not about to sit in the dark that long.
It's almost Halloween too. Go do that shit.
My album for him, he got like 2 albums I don't know how to pronounce, right? Yeah. So he had Food and Liquor 2. Listen to that shit straight through. That shit classic. He only got 1 song on there I don't fuck with like that, but it ain't trash. You know what I'm saying? But you just like, you know how you be hearing some shit and you be like, this shit don't go with this shit.
I just say the Cool is like a visual movie. I mean, it's like an audio movie. Like how like I say,
I'm gonna go re-listen to
even
that bitch.
shit. That's why
Cause he had some shit that was so hard
most
I
of my
couldn't even get the
favorite albums
concept.
be like audio movies. Like Get Rich or Die Trying was like an
Yeah.
audio movie. You know, Paper Trails for Show was an audio movie of his life, that was going on right then. American Gangster was an audio movie.
Yeah, that definitely was.
But it was bangers though.
So shit, that's probably why y'all was fucking with that Tip versus T.I. back in the day. Y'all niggas used to have that shit when that shit first came out, nigga. I could not be around y'all niggas and not hear that shit.
Yeah, we was heavy on that.
Nigga, I think y'all played that shit the fuck out. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all niggas. Like shit, come T.I. versus T.I.P. He had some shit on that bitch too. But that wasn't his best project, like you say. But what's the name? Food and Liquor 2. That bitch go. But shit, I'm trying to think of some more albums that, you know what I'm saying, you feel like you with the nigga. I used to like a lot of Soulja Slim shit. Soulja Slim, you feel like you with this nigga at certain moments. Like if you in the streets and you listen to Soulja Slim, you can navigate through the streets based off the shit he said. That nigga say, never check a real nigga, check a hoe. You know what I'm saying? That nigga, he was on that bitch going. Soulja Slim got some shit. He was talking about like how he didn't want to get in shootouts, but he had to shoot a nigga. He was like, shit. What the fuck he say? Don't come around me with that wild gun firing and all this shit. He got shit where he ripping niggas off. Then he was talking about how he was an addict and he was like a nigga used to had big weight, used to hit him off with grams to go sell because he knew he couldn't hit him with the weight. He just wanted the little nigga to eat. Right. But he couldn't hit him with no weight. And he was like, he respect that. He was like, shit, I respect that. Being an addict I was, shit, I had to snort a quarter gram just to give me a buzz. I'm like, nigga, it take a real nigga to say that shit. So he one of my favorite rappers. Anything Soulja Slim, I ain't even gonna lie. All his projects, top to bottom. That nigga rap, but his style, I don't understand if it would have ever became mainstream because his flow was so unorthodox. Like, he seemed like somebody that you wouldn't want to read in the classroom. You know what I'm saying? Because you could tell, like, some of them niggas.
Motherfuckers be making. I'd be like, okay.
Yeah, I don't think he was dumb. But you know what I'm saying? You know, some people got different ways of thinking. Because, you know, when you hear a nigga that's really cold with the shit that's just dumb, and you be like, how the fuck did they do that? You know what I'm saying? Because the shit just be so cold and it be perfected. There don't be no shit that sound forced. It just sound natural. And you be like, I couldn't thought of that shit, but that shit hard. And the shit might be some shit that was like the cup that's in your face. The shit was in your face, but you be like, I wouldn't even look at it like that. Right. So the certain niggas be cold like that with that shit. But Lupe one of them niggas. For sure. Well, shit, what's some other elite lyricists you like?
You know, Big Sean. Man, I ain't really got no AC.
Where you put yourself at? Like as far as like what you bring to the game? Like who is AC as an artist?